everyone, welcome to this video. This is going to be a quick run through of the things I got for Christmas. So as you can see, I was quite clearly very high up on the nice list this year, and I've got quite an impressive array of Barons War figures to show for it. I'm fortunate because my partner's family do a Secret Santa every year, and they set the budget at £80, so I can get quite a significant amount of models for that. It also coincides perfectly with Footsore running their Black Friday deal, so I think you get about 20% off models in that period, so it worked out really well. So I've got a selection here to go through. This is the third time I've recorded this video because my wireless microphones that I use to try and improve the sound quality for these videos have run out of battery 2 times. So I've strapped this one right to my chest. I can see the green light is flashing, and hopefully we're good to go. So first things first, let's start off with these guys here at the front. So I got myself some Militant monks. Now these are for the for my Outremer force, so they'll fit as part of my Western, so European army, but it gives them a bit more of a Crusader flavour to it. They're also relatively inexpensive points-wise, and they've got some pretty cool rules that you can throw in to sort of like bulk out an army to make it a bit more kind of like, you know, give it that religious vibe to it. What I like about these models, so I've got a group of monks with spears. So there's 3 there with spears, and I believe one of them, this guy with a club, also fits into the group there. Nice, simple poses. They will not require a lot of effort to paint. They come with spears and shields, so I've not yet drilled out the spears. I can't remember if these are sculpted by Paul Hicks or if they're by someone else, because they've got a different base type. So you can see these here have got a large round metal base with curved edges. These have got a slightly different base edge. I think these might be part of their wider saga range, but they also sell them for Barons War. They're also in the Barons War books, so not sure there. I've got a handful of monks with hand weapons, so you can see this guy here with a big old axe. This guy here with an axe as well. He's also got a helmet under that hood. We've got a monk here armed with a mace. Nice details on the face, and again, all just very like a lot of cloth to paint, so it should hopefully be quite easy. This guy here again, another fella with an axe. Nice model. You've got a command group, so we've got this guy here is wearing mail trousers, and he's got a sword, so it'll be quite nice to paint. His hair, tonsured hair. We've got, again, old patch. We've got this little guy here carrying a book, so imagine he's singing some sort of like hymns or psalms or prayers, praying that they're not going to all get absolutely slaughtered. But when I'm in charge of an army, that is normally guaranteed. We've got this guy here, which I do really like. He's carrying the wooden cross, and he's got a sort of like a stick there. I need to get that bit of flash off. Nice model. My only slight complaint is that a wooden cross that big would be quite heavy to carry, and you'll see what I mean when I pick up the next set of models that I got as well. It doesn't quite, you know, it's not quite believable that he's carrying it with one hand. We've got this guy here, who I believe is part of the command set. He comes with an old sort of like Norman style kite shield, which I think is quite nice. It's nice to mix them in, different types of shields, especially if you consider monks would not be armed with new equipment. They'd probably be picking bits off from the battlefield. We've then got these guys here who are part of the Outremer range. It's like a monks with a holy relic, or pilgrims with a relic. Again, a lot of cloth. He's armed with a pick. which I think has only really got rules if you use it mounted in the Baron's War. We've got this guy here who looks like he's trying to banish a vampire. Actually quite fitting quite nicely for a sort of like a skirmish game where you're hunting vampires. But nice model. It has made me wonder what sort of colour I want to paint my monks, because of course, as with military orders at the time, different monastic orders had different colours. So you had sort of like monks who wore black, you had some who wore brown or beige, grey, some who wore red, who I think the red ones were much later in the time period. But I think I'm going to go for sort of like black, brown, grey, a bit of a mixture. This is my favourite model of the batch. He's carrying, I believe, what's meant to be a relic. But as I mentioned with the other guy carrying a cross, the difference here is that if that's a solid gold cross, then it's believable that he's carrying this solid piece of metal, because it looks like he's struggling to carry it. It looks heavy. So I like the pose. I like how it's been done. There's been some real thought gone into, you know, how heavy would it be to carry this giant, stupid gold cross. So yeah, very happy with these. Looking forward to getting them done. They should be relatively easy. Continuing on the Outremer theme, I got the Military Order Knights. So these were, I think, some of the first metal knights that were teased as part of the Outremer Kickstarter. So I'm quite looking forward to these, painting these. They've come out really nicely as well. There have been some knights I've had from Footsore with the Great Helm where the moulding and the detail on the Great Helm hasn't been great. So it's nice to see that these are all looking pretty good. Yeah, I think my favourite, I mean, this one, just to be honest, looks very similar to one of the regular poses they've got, just that they've got cloaks on. So I don't know if this is a remake of that, or they've reposed it slightly. This is my favourite one of the group. An old, grizzled, bearded veteran, couching down over his shield. Shields will need to be added as well, as to the spears for the monks and everyone else. But that's a really nice model. Looking forward to painting that one. Again, I think in terms of colour schemes, I'm going to go for the Knights Hospitaller. There seems to be three basic options when it comes to Crusades in the Middle East, and it's either Templars, Hospitallers, or the Knights of St. Lazarus. I don't go much on the white and green scheme. It doesn't really appeal to me. Knights Templar, in my opinion, Templars are overdone. Every time you see anything to do with the Crusades, whether it's a war game or something else, it's always the Templars. Some people seem to have a bit of a sort of like a fetish for anything to do with Templars, so like the Red Cross and that sort of thing. It's not really the sort of thing I want to not really the sort of scheme I want to do. So I think I'm going to go for the Knights Hospitaller. I like the black with the red. Sorry, the black with the white, or I think it was white or silver cross they used to have. I need to do a little bit more research, but I think I'm going to go for that. Inspired as well, partly by some miniatures I've seen painted by Swords and Sake, the new YouTube channel that I subscribed to recently. He's done some fantastic Hospitaller Knights, and it's made me think that's the sort of look I want to go for my army. So I'll be doing some sort of freehand crosses on my shields, so that should be quite interesting. Looking forward to getting on with those. Other bits and pieces I got in here. For my Europeans, I've got a Herald on foot. So I've already got a peasant with a trumpet, but now I've got the knight equivalent to go with it. I've also just finished painting the mounted version of this guy, so at least now I've got the option to have the same one on foot or mounted. Nice model as well. In addition, I've got the Bishop of Winchester, Peter de Roche. So Winchester's not far from me, so I'm quite taken by the idea of running forces with him in it. He also did go off to Crusade as well, so he can fit either in my European armies or my Crusader armies. I've already got the foot version that I've painted, so this will complete the sort of like the set. So I'll have a foot version and a mounted version. Nice model. Again, got a great helm on it, which has got a decent amount of detail on him. Standard metal horse that they use for a lot of these knight figures. But yeah, looking forward to painting this guy. Plenty of detail on there to get stuck into. Now, on the Muslim side, so for my armies of Islam, I've picked up some cavalry. I've already got cavalry, but I've got some extra cavalry now to sort of like bulk them out a bit. I've got 2 light horsemen. So again, similar to the Turkic horses that I printed off from Wargames Atlantic. I need to bend him a little bit to get him to the same shape. Although these do scale slightly smaller than the printed models. But yeah, we've got one here armed with a composite bow, and then we've got one armed with a spear. The Outremer armies, and I can't remember exactly whether it's applicable to a whole group or just one, just to a commander or to characters, but there is a special rule which allows them to have multiple weapons. So for example, this guy here has got a bow and a spear and a sword. So I think there is a way theoretically that you could equip a group so they're armed with bows and spears to give you that light cavalry feel. So a couple of those. We've also got some medium cavalry. I can't remember off the top of my head. I'll have a quick check. No, I just wanted to check to see whether these came with bows as well, but they didn't, which is quite good. But these are sort of like the equivalent of your mounted sergeants for European armies. They've got mail. I think this guy's got some scale armour as well. Nice amount of detail on the face I'm looking forward to painting. But they're both armed with spears. So I think I've got 2 light, 2 medium already painted. So that'll bring me up to 4 light, 4 medium, plus the Turkic cavalry I've got. So they'll give me quite a decent amount of mounted troops for my Muslim army. I've also then got here some Mamluks. So I'm looking forward to these. These were sort of like the thing that got me excited for them. So these are the equivalent of the heavily armoured Western Knights. They're riding, pretty sure they're going to be armoured horses. They've got mail, they've got shields, they've got spears. I've got to, again, drill out the spears and attach the shields, but I'll do that at a later date. These are heavily armoured. I think my favourite one is this guy here. They've all got face coverings. Some of them are male, but he's got sort of like a sculpted face there. So it's actually part of the faceplate of his armour, or his helmet even. And if anyone's played Kingdom Come Deliverance, it's very similar to the Cuman armies that you see in that game. Let's get this back into focus. So yeah, that's my favourite one. Again, all got spears. Looking forward to painting these. They're really nice. So that's what I got for Christmas on a Baron's War front. I did also get a couple of things for Middle Earth strategy battle game. So I got the new box set, which comes with the rules. It's all based around the War of the Rohirrim anime film that's come out recently. The box set itself is fantastic. It's got a lot of models in there. It's got 2 heroes for the Army of Rohan, 2 heroes for the Army of Dunland, all based on characters in the new movie. It's got brand new plastic Warriors of Rohan, which is the first time we've had new plastic Warriors of Rohan in over 20 years. And they're multi-part plastic kits, so they're the sort of like quality and level of detail that you'd expect from Games Workshop, rather than the single pose plastic pieces that were produced 20 years ago. There's also, again, a similar setup for Dunland Hill Tribesmen. So they're very bedraggled, they're very sort of like, barbarian hillsmen. So I think they'll work quite well for Baron's War, because they could proxy in for sort of like you know, ruffians, brigands, Scots, Welsh, sort of like hill tribes people. The only complaint I have is the film. I didn't enjoy the film. I thought the film was badly done. I thought it was badly written. I thought it was badly animated. It's a real shame because the box set is just screaming out quality, whereas the film just disappointed me on so many levels. That said, I'm looking forward to assembling the Rohan heroes and giving them an alternative paint scheme so it doesn't match with the film. Something more realistic. It's a big opportunity for Games Workshop. I think they need to produce new plastic models to complete the range, really. You need some more troops for Dunland. They need some elite troops. There were some guys in the film which had sort of like skulls for face masks. That would do, just make up some sort of elite troop. Also, the big glaring gaps so far are that there's no mounted Rohan. We've obviously got the old plastic ones, but if you're going to create new foot Rohan troops, why are you not creating the mounted ones? And then also Hera, the main character, who a lot of people had issues with, but I didn't have an issue with her. I thought she was an alright character. Certainly not the weakest character on screen. There's no mounted version for her in her sort of like Bride of Death get up, the sort of like costume she was wearing at the end of the movie. Thanks for watching. I hope you've all enjoyed it. Please subscribe, like the video, watch out for my next one. I have got a narrative campaign coming that I've been working on, so please stay tuned for that because I've put a lot of effort into that one. I've filmed 3 scenarios and I'm in the process of editing them and putting them together. So hopefully that'll be coming out sometime in the new year. So thanks for watching and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye.